All right, this is insane. This is the first time I've ever had lettuce that looks like this in mid-March. If you want to know how I did this, make sure you watch till the end of the video. Welcome back, casual gardeners. It's time to actually do some work in the actual garden. Today, I have a lot of goals, but before I can do any of that, I have to work this soil. So last fall, I threw a bunch of grass clippings and shredded leaves on top, and I just kind of let it start breaking down over the season. And today I'm mixing it around. Because I'm working in a raised bed, it's really hard to use a tiller. So I am forced to use a shovel, and it's every bit as tedious and agonizing and awful as it sounds. What I'm hoping is that by every year working a little bit of organic material into my soil, I'm going to get to a point where this is no longer necessary. But for today, it certainly is. If you didn't understand why no-till gardening is becoming so popular, maybe now you do. I hated every minute of that. I'm really hopeful that someday it's not going to be necessary. But I was noticing symptoms of soil compaction in my plants I was growing in these beds. So I do know it's necessary. And I hear you saying, Dustin, you've just put a lot of organic matter in the soil that's going to be breaking down and locking up nitrogen. How are your plants going to survive? Well, easy. I'm going to add some supplemental nitrogen on top of this, and that supplemental nitrogen will make up for the nitrogen that's been locked up. The benefits of adding all this organic matter are going to outweigh the cost in nitrogen. This is a really rough seed bed. The soil is technically too wet for me to be doing this stuff to it, but I'm on a schedule and I don't have time to wait for Ma Nature to catch up. So what I'm going to do to kind of smooth out my seed bed and make this a little bit less awful to work with is I'm going to recycle some potting mix. These grow bags are really cheap and awful. They're good at growing moss, so that's cool. So I'm going to rake this potting soil over the surface and create a nice smooth seed bed for if I want to sow any seeds. Another advantage of adding this potting soil on top is that it's going to make it so that the worms, the many, many worms that are hanging out in this bed are encouraged to explore and scavenge the whole bed instead of just down deeper. All right, so the plan is that I've got these 3 beds made. So these are going to be primarily the beds I'm working in. So these 3 beds here in the foreground are going to grow peas. I'm going to grow 1 trellis of peas on the north side of each bed. And the reason I'm putting my peas on the north side is just because they tend to shade things behind them. Peas are fast growers, and I mean, that's kind of awesome if you're not trying to grow something that needs full sun, I guess. So here I've got my peas. These are not seeds I bought. These are seeds I saved. So they're not in a seed packet. So I'm gonna push these seeds in about 1 or 2 inches deep at about 1 or 2 inches spacing. I just kind of go along both sides of my trellis structure. Seeds can go into the ground as soon as your soil is workable in the spring. So in this climate, that's about now. So it's mid-March. In some climates, you may be able to get away with putting your peas in a little bit sooner. In some climates, maybe a little bit later. And it's okay both ways. And I just do 1 or 2 rows on each side of the trellis. Peas are one of the easiest things that you can grow in a garden. It's an excellent beginner crop. It's an excellent crop for kids. And the peas will also improve your soil where you grow them because they are a legume, or some people say a legume. However you pronounce it, they're going to fix nitrogen. They're little fertilizer machines. How cool is that? I love saving seeds, but these extra pea seeds are not going to be good next year. So plant all your pea seeds that you're going to plant and either discard the rest or find something else to do with them. I think I'm going to sprout these and then feed the sprouts to my chickens, because that's the thing I can do now. I have chickens. Peas aren't the only legume I saved seeds from last year. These are fava bean or broad bean seeds. I'm gonna put these in the ground and see if I can get them to grow. These are a much bigger seed. These are one of the biggest seeds you'll plant. So they need to be spaced at about 6 inches, and you want to put them about 2 inches deep. Now, if you live in a warmer climate, like zone 8 and up, you can actually plant fava beans in the fall, and they'll overwinter, and you get a little extra kickstart of growth for the spring. Gosh, that's nice. I'm jealous of you. Here in zone 6, they will winter kill. So we can't do that here. These need to go in the early spring, as soon as the ground is workable. I'm gonna plant these black and nebula carrots from MI Gardener, because you should grow carrots. But if you're gonna grow carrots, don't waste your time growing orange carrots. You can buy orange carrots. There are so many other kinds of carrots you could grow. They're just more fun and exciting. Ooh, this bed is chunky. It's gonna be rough. Cloddy, cloddy, clod. Hi, cat, that's not mine. How are ya? You're such a sweet cat. We don't know this cat, but my wife calls him Mr. Rogers because he's just so nice. Yeah. Can you help me garden? You my new garden helper, Mr. Rogers? Some people mix their carrots with sand to get better spacing. You can do that if you want. Okay, let's do another row here. Here in zone 6, carrots are another crop we can start in mid-March. They are actually a little bit trickier to grow, so if you want to get a kid excited about gardening, maybe don't do carrots. Okay, in this bed, I'm also going to start a row of kohlrabi about here. So I'm basically devoting this bed to frost-tolerant crops that can go in early in the spring, but run a little late into the summer. I'm also going to leave this area empty because I'm going to put a couple of squash plants here, or melons. We'll find out. So let's do a row of kohlrabi, because I love me some kohlrabi. I just never get sick of it. Carrots, carrots, kohlrabi. Okay. So these are kohlrabi that I started last month, so they're already just kind of going. Go kohlrabi. And because they're growing in soil blocks, I can just bloop them in. Bloop. I'm going to alternate kohlrabi with beets. You don't have to alternate them. I just think it'll look nicer. It's okay to have aesthetic considerations as you garden, right? You have to look at that. They have similar spacing requirements and similar fertilizer requirements, similar light requirements, so they can go in together. I don't have running water yet, so I need to rely on these jugs of water to haul water out to my garden. Always water in when you're done planting. Even though these soil blocks were absolutely soaked when I brought them out, watering will help them establish into the soil. And I'm gonna have to water these carrot seeds daily. Not excited about that. I'm gonna plant lettuce in my tomato bed because most of the lettuce is gonna be done by the time it's time for the tomatoes to go in. And I might as well use that space. This is the main crop bed. So, I mean, stuff that's in here is gonna be here all summer long. But you know what you can do with radishes? You can squeeze them right in and they'll be done before your main crop goes in. It's kind of awesome. So I'm gonna squeeze some radishes in this bed. We're gonna start by dropping in these black radish seedlings that I started last month because they're so ready to go. Conventional wisdom is that you cannot transplant radishes and you should always direct sow them. But I think we're gonna be okay. So these guys rooted into my onion starts. So next time I decide that it's a great idea to do radishes indoors, I'm gonna give them their very own tray that they don't have to share. Now we've got some other ones. We're starting from seed, direct sown as is custom. We're gonna definitely begin with some Easter egg radishes because I love them so much. They're quick and they're easy and they're mildly flavored. Let's try some watermelon radish because they look pretty. Let's drop some crimson giant radishes in. So one advantage of, well, there are a couple of advantages to starting spinach indoors and then transplanting it out. Advantage number one is that you get a longer season to harvest your spinach, which I think is just a fantastic advantage all by itself and well worth it. But advantage number two is you don't have to thin it. It's already thinned. Lettuce is another one of those super easy crops that I believe everyone should grow in their garden, especially since we actually pay a fair bit for lettuce at the grocery store. The lettuce that we get, let's face it, isn't awesome. So if you can grow lettuce in your garden, it will save you money, it will taste better, and you will be glad you did. This is last year's lettuce. I have never had the problem before of having to figure out what to do with last year's lettuce because before I was taking full advantage of my greenhouse, this would have been dead. But as you can see, it is very much alive. So I'm just gonna plant it out so I can make room in my greenhouse for more seed starts because we are gonna be starting more seeds. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon and for the rest of the spring. So I feel comfortable putting this lettuce in the pepper bed because it's old lettuce. It is for sure gonna finish its life before it's time to plant the peppers. And because I spent that time working the soil, I'm actually able to, plant in it without too much effort. All right, so yeah, I started this lettuce in September of last year and I just kept it growing in my unheated greenhouse. And I just moved it out into my pepper bed because I want to make more room for starting seeds and these guys take up a lot of space. So now I've got all that space freed up and just look at this. This is so cool. So I'm about ready for a harvest right now. I'm going to give it a few more days and then I'm picking lettuce in my garden in mid-March. Woot woot. All right, I wanted to do more today. I wanted to start some seeds, but I don't think I'm going to have time. I have to work. So I got to go get cleaned up because my crappy day job, they probably won't appreciate me looking like this. If you've been enjoying the t-shirt, check out my merch. Leave a comment if you have a comment, like this video, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here in my garden today. I hope you have a wonderful time on your own.